Hi folks, Donnie D here. Wanted to do a little video here. I'll try to make it as quick as I can on my little buddy here, Sig Sauer Mosquito 22 long rifle semi-automatic. First of all, let me show you that it is safe, nice and empty, ready to take a look at safely. The reason I wanted to make this video mostly is because if you look on the internet, you will find a right many reviews on this gun. About 90% of them are bad to awful. And I kind of wanted to take up for it a little bit because I like this gun. The reason I bought it, to make a long story somewhat short, is because I wanted a gun, a handgun, that looked and felt a lot like, as much as possible like, this gun, which is my Sig Pro 9mm, which also is safe. By the way, before I go any further, if you can find one of these, I don't think they make them anymore, new, but if you can find one of these, it's a Sig Pro 2009 9mm semi-automatic. This gun I've never had a single failure with this gun. I love this thing. So let me get it out of the way, off to the side for a minute, and get back to the Mosquito. Like I said, the reason I bought it was because I wanted a gun that felt and looked and shot a lot like my 9, so I could, practice cheaper like everybody else does with 22s. Want to be able to shoot this as cheap as you can. So I read all the reviews on the Mosquito and about decided that I ain't gonna get that. I can see what else I can find. So I went to this gun shop about 50 miles from here. It's supposedly the largest gun shop east of the Mississippi, but I don't know. I know it's a big one. But anyway, I go there and I'm looking, and I find a Smith & Wesson M&P 22. Which, by the way, is a great gun. I've seen a couple of bad reviews on them, but most of the reviews I had seen were great. And so I picked it up and felt of it, kind of liked it, and all like that. So I said, well, that's a new gun. They won't, however much it was, I don't remember. So let me look a little further. Sure enough, there lays the old Sig Mosquito over there. I said, well, let me take a look at that thing. That's used, and it's about $150 less. So I picked it up, and I'll tell you, it felt so much like the Sig Pro. I said, well, I've debated back and forth, and I decided, well, I'm going to go with the one that feels like the Pro, because that's what I was after. And if you look at them, you can see how similar they are. I'm not going to go over the controls or the features of the Pro because it's pretty much identical to this. I'll go over the buttons and bells and whistles on this one in just a minute. So I decided to go ahead and get this. It was about $150 less, so I ended up buying some targets and other stuff, while I was in the gun shop. And I kind of willed myself to believe that this was going to be perfect. This gun was going to be good regardless of how bad those reviews were. So I take it out. The first day I take it out, I loaded up with some of this stuff here because it's what I had mostly was some Federal 550 bulk ammo. Everybody's familiar with that. You open it up, you're going to find a bunch of bullets dumped into this box all loose. Shake them around, Loaded them up in this thing and pulled the trigger. Click. Uh-oh. Pulled the trigger. Click. I said, oh my God. Finally it started shooting, and it failed a lot. But kept messing with it, and it would run pretty good one time and then fail a bunch of times. I said, oh gosh. Then I started looking around. A lot of people said, well, you need to break it in, although it was already broke in. It was a used gun, and I didn't bring them out here. I meant to, but everybody knows what they are. CCI Mini mags. So I had some of them. Next time I went out, I loaded it up with CCI Mini mags. Flawless. I said, well, good. That's great, but the CCI Mini mags are a little bit pricey. So I decided I would do some experimenting, and I just would go out and buy 50 round boxes of various ammunition. Most of which I didn't have that much luck with, but I came across these 22 Remington Thunderbolts, and they have the same specifications as the CCI Mini Mag. It's a regular ammo, packed similar to the way the mini mags. Don't have the fancy little plastic with the holes in it, but they are packed. 1,255 feet velocity at the muzzle, 40 grain bullet, and they run flawlessly through my Mosquito. Well, I went to Walmart, I don't know, a while later trying to get some more. Couldn't find them. I went in there for like every day for like a week, couldn't find them. I said, well, Lord have mercy, don't tell me Walmart stopped selling them. So I looked online and I found another place, I don't remember where it was, that sold them actually cheaper than Walmart, but by the time I added the shipping, it actually cost me a little bit more than Walmart. But when I got them, I've been buying 500 round bricks of these guys, which is 10 boxes of these packed bullets. When I got the Thunderbolts, it came in a box like this, loose bullets, bulk ammo. Well, I figured it's the same bullet, it's got the same specifications, 1255 and 40 grain. They ought to be fine. Well, when I shoot these, flawless. When I would shoot the bulks, failures. So maybe somebody out there can answer the question for me. Is I'm assuming that if a bullet is packed loose like this, I don't know. It says it's Thunderbolts. It's got the same specifications. It's just packed differently. I guess one is bulk ammo and one is regular ammo. You would think they'd be the same, but they ain't. Big difference. But anyway, that's the story of that. Maybe somebody can answer my question, but if you decide to get you one of these guns, don't hesitate. Is it picky with ammo? You better believe it. It's very picky. But all you got to do is find the ammo that runs best, and I'm not saying that yours is going to run good with Thunderbolts. I'm sure it'll run good with CCI Mini mags, but they're about twice as much as the Thunderbolts. Look, just buy you some 50 round boxes of various ammo, see which one runs, the 101s runs the best, and settle on using that with your Sig Mosquito. After all, most of the time we find an ammo we like with a particular gun and we stick with it, and that's what I'm doing with this. But anyway, let me go over the gun features right quick. The features of the Pro 9 are the same as this. I believe this came with two magazines, but I don't remember. I know I've got two for it. It's basic handgun. It's got a Picatinny rail at the bottom here, where the 9 does have just a weaver rail. This has got the Picatinny weaver rail on it. This is your take down lever. By the way, it's very easy to take down and clean, toolless. Here's your mag release. Here's your let me make sure I'm telling you right. Yeah, here's your slide release, and here's your. It's got a decocker, same as this gun over here. The safety is ambidextrous. Get to it from both sides, and again, I like a safety on a gun. Some people do, some don't. It's got some really nice sights. The main thing I like about it is when I put the right ammo in it, it's very dependable, pretty much flawless, and it feels so good in my hand. It feels just like that Sig Pro 9. What else can I say about it? Oh, the only thing I have had a little trouble with, this screw right here and the screw right here have a tendency to work themselves loose after you run a few mags, so keep an eye on it. You don't want a screw to fall out. I've tried putting Loctite on it a little bit, but I didn't want to overload it with Loctite, and I guess the oil in the gun keeps the Loctite from holding too good. But anyway, if you're looking for a nice feeling, good looking, good shooting, very dependable with the right ammo, do not hesitate to buy a Sig Sauer Mosquito. It's a relatively inexpensive gun, and I love mine to death, and I just wanted to take up for it a little bit because it's been talked trash about it so much, but I'm taking up for it. I recommend it highly. It's a nice little gun, and it's one of my favorites as a matter of fact. But anyway, until later, this is Donnie D. Hope I helped you out a little bit if you decide looking for a nice 22 semi-automatic. Hope I'll help you, and I'll see you on the next trip. Bye.